Hello everyone, welcome back to the OS World Cup 2022. We've got a damn good match today. We've got two very interesting teams. Korea with a lot of roster changes, still doing just as well with a lot of pretty interesting names. And Spain also, quite similarly, having some new people, but also some returning people that just have had that noticeable improvement. Kind of looking forward to see how they match up in an actual match. I'm Azer, and today I'm joined by Monk Gatso, or Monk the Don. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you go by?
It's me. You can just call me Monk. Monk's fine. I don't have a preference. But yeah, no, really excited to see this. A lot of new players. A lot of people. This is their first OWC. Even on the side of Korea, like I don't think we've seen Korea with such a big roster lineup swap in ages. We're missing the likes of Tuna, Aristia, like so many of their core players kind of missing out. So we're gonna see what some of the new players can do on this team, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I mean, last year we saw Karcher doing pretty well, and now he's talked about probably the best player on that team. Deservedly so. He's been doing a lot of wacky stuff in tournaments lately, but I mean also just a lot of other people who are in kind of in a similar boat. Nope KJK last year was extremely good at tech. Not really talked about nearly as much, and also most notably this year. Form or worst HR player and Ammonia Kokoro, which I'm admittedly not too familiar with, just did really good in qualifiers.
Yeah, he seemed to at 99 every single map in the qualifiers. He played the majority of the maps. You're going to see him on those no mod 3s, that hard rock style. He's kind of got it all filled out. On the side of Spain, I'm expecting to see Antonio be one of their key players. He played every map in qualifiers for them as well. And for Spain, it looks like they do have they do like to keep the same players in quite a bit, with a strong no-mod core of, Harmonia. I don't really know how to say a lot of these names. My Spanish isn't too good. I'll try my best though, but I won't lie, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, I think if you were watching Spain last year, you're probably looking at Antonio and then Harmonia. Definitely their two best players, but I think they added a lot more. It looks like their DT roster is actually quite decent this time around with those two, but also with Abe Yalvan and Bayrechu. Again, I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing those properly, but those two really popped off on the DTs and qualifiers.
Yeah, and we have the privilege to see some of these scores, how they went. It looks like South Korea had a much stronger qualifying performance than the likes of Spain, but there are some close maps in there, and the difference between getting a high seed and no, it could just be like 200k on a map, like there's a lot of variables that can happen, so it's still up for grabs. Like, can't wait to see it. Especially those hiddens. Those hiddens are literally like 3,000 score difference between the two, so.
Alright, getting into picks and bans. First ban will be No Mod 2. Very common ban, actually. I think this is the most banned map so far.
Yeah, that No Mod 2, just your map, right? You were the one that mapped it. I played that, that No Mod 2 is awesome. I really do like it. The song gets really intense, but yeah, we're gonna see DT1 banned straight after that as well. That's the 270 10.3. Not used to seeing 10.3 come out so early, but I guess that's where we're at now. Like, the skill level of most players is just skyrocketed, right?
I'm pretty curious to see. Actually, the Nomad 2 ban kind of makes sense. If you compare scores from their qualifiers, Nomad 2 is actually the closest map between these two teams. And it's really odd because Korea's Nomad 2 score has a bunch of subpar 400k scores, and then Karcher with an SS, which is just really funny to look at.
Yeah, that's Karcher. I mean, he's one of those. He's literally one of those, Nomad 2 freaks where you just expect them to always do so well on the Nomad 2s, but to rock the SS, it's always so impressive when you can see an SS in tournaments, because it really is like not 100. It's just awesome. We did see Emrek, of course, SSing that DT1 in our last match.
I think we saw Rectagon SSing a map and still losing the map earlier. I forgot which one it was, but
oh no,
that was a pretty wild roller coaster of emotions if you're watching the USA Israel match.
I wasn't up for it, but it looks like Korea's going to go ahead and pick that Nomad 4. I think that's something we're going to see from the likes of Korea all tournament. They're definitely one of those Nomad 4 teams that those tech slots, they really do just year and year again, they always like to pick that.
Yeah, this is probably where you're looking at Amamiya Kokoro. They performed extremely well. They performed actually the best on their team for this map in qualifiers. On
Look
the side
at
of oh yeah.
They had 98s, 99s, like a mid 98 was the worst AC on their team, but also on the side of Spain, they were spawning some 99s and 98s in the Nomad 4 last week. So yeah, definitely looking alright for the side of Spain on this Nomad 4.
Yeah, and Antonio is up there as well, just as much as the best scores on Korea. So gonna have to see how they round out the roster. I'm surprised Harmonia is not in for this, so they're bringing up a couple of their other players. I'm not sure if they are new to the World Cup, but I don't personally recognize those names. Those are probably just name changes.
Yeah, you can never tell. I feel like if you're not always up to date, people change their names so much, and so many new players just becoming so good so quick that someone who was ranked 5,000 could very much so make an OWC run at the end of the year if they, just how fast players are improving these days. It really is fascinating. But we're going to go ahead and get into this first map now. This is South Korea's first pick, the Nomad 4 up against Spain.
Yeah, lots of slider aim in this one. Lots of like 1/8 sliders, or I guess like slider streams in this as well, which is a little bit of a different map style that some people might be struggling with. So while we're mostly just talking about qualifier scores, that map had none of that, so it's gonna be pretty different here. So let's see how it lands.
Yep, this map really does ramp up as it just doesn't stop as well. It's certainly one of those maps you're going to see a lot of people sacrifice act to hit these sliders. We'll see the ones who really practice it and hit those slider ends. Steady start. Amamiya Kokoro is going to be the first to break on the side of South Korean. Verichu as well on the side of Spain. So we're both equal right now. And SS on Antonio still. See how long he can hold that one for is into this first Ki. He is going to be the first one to break.
Looks like that was actually Client. Amamiya never broke. But now that we get into the first hard parts, there's a couple of breaks already.
3 cast curses, 3 already. Like, it is unreal how realistic that is. But we are looking at the side, and Mario for the side of Spain is holding that FC, but he is versing Karcher, Nope, JK, and Amamiya right now. So
yeah, slight advantage for South Korea after the first tricky section here, but I mean, could definitely go. Well, look at that cursor! Oh my god.
Yeah, Amamiya's looking so nervous. I don't know if it's just the nerves or it's how he aims, but his cursor is, oh my god, it's definitely nerves now. If he could pull this off, oh no, there's I've never seen that before. There's just no chance. The map is too slow there. And that's just what it is, WC nerves, it happens all the time. But Verichu is building up his combo again, and there's a bit of room now for Spain. See if Nope K and Karcher can close this one out.
Honestly, if you're ever going to have a miss like that, it looks like now is a pretty decent time to go for that when your team is doing pretty well. Nope, JK, and Karcher just still going on, and not much else of an answer. I mean, Verichu, like, at least recovered. Antonio was well recovered from the early miss, but we're about to get into the hardest section of the map here with some extremely long sliders, and we'll see how that goes. We've seen a lot of misses on these.
Oh, that big slider was necessary for Amir Sheikh. Definitely hits sorted out there, but Nope and Karch is still looking solid on this map. It's the first map, the No Mod 4. This is one of the hardest maps in the pool, but Antonio and Beretry looking solid on this as well.
Yeah, that's a solid point for Korea. But no KJK, Karcher, I mean, definitely the two people you'd be looking at for this type of map. I'm surprised Nope KJK actually didn't even play No Mod 4 in qualifiers. I mean, it looked like...
I mean, look at they made it look so easy. That map is so hard. I think that's probably one of the harder maps in the pool, and 298 FCs on that is crazy. You see Armia's definitely looks like the nerves kind of got to him a little bit on that map there, but Spain had some really good scores as well. It looked like Beretry and Antonio really could, and Mario as well. They were really hanging on that map. So, you know, if they just hold that combo a little longer, they really give a good run for Korea, good run for its money here. They're gonna quickly pick DT3 though, so it looks like they've got their game plan sorted.
Yeah, that very first map in WC always hits you real hard. So hopefully it gets better from here.
My favorite thing is watching the rookies play. You know how's their first map gonna go, because at least in my case, you always look back on that sort of thing. It's like, how did you play in your first OWC map? You know, so.
Now on the side of Korea here, I think we're going to be seeing Nongsa, which is also their first time being here. They are essentially just a DT specialist, and they're pretty good at that. They top scored their team on DT3 in qualifiers. Might be seeing Zayson come in as well if they're here. I think they're also basically just a DT only player. I think Zayson you would think of Zayson as someone of a more, like need a higher BPM pick. This one is only 240. So it's not. I'm not sure if it really fits within his specialty. It's way more accessible, but it looks like they do play him regardless.
Yeah, it's more so one of those things where as this slot gets a little harder, you'll see him perform a lot better, like relative to the people around him, because he is one of those really really fast players. But as it is that early stage, a lot of people should be quite comfortable on this sort of map. It's not too bad, but yeah, it certainly does push the DT and that finger control all the way. I think it's 240.
Yeah, this is 240. You're going to be seeing Abeyavan come in for this, which I guess they do play some of the DTs. They didn't play this one in qualifiers. They had Alvaro there instead.
He did do really well on the. It looks like the one DT he did play in qualifiers he FC'd. So
yeah. I mean, this map is quite similar, I would say, to that map as well. The DT2 that was in qualifiers. It's not too far off. So.
This one, you really want to keep an eye out for those high axes. If anyone's getting 98, 99 on this map, it's very impressive. It's such a hard map to act. Karcher is going to, of course, hold on to that SS with Zayson. All players getting through that intro relatively unscathed, and all of them having really high accuracy means that we've got a good map on our hands here.
Funnily enough, on this map, I'm actually looking at like the cooldown sections for misses. I think it tends to catch a lot of people. There's a lot of like snappier or like almost like linear aim in one of these patterns that I've seen a lot of misses on. So we'll have to see how that goes. Manolo finding the first one though.
Yeah, the slow parts of this map can definitely catch you off guard. So you kind of let go of your focus because it doesn't sound too intense, but the mapping's still kind of intense. It's very tricky.
Already though, pretty noticeable act difference on the side of South Korea. Looking really, really comfortable on this one. Right here.
Oh,
right, there's one, there's two, there's three.
Yeah, it just catches everyone.
It's the same section as the first time around. But it's like a full part of the song, you know, you don't expect to have to pay attention. No, you do.
Yep, it can just catch you off guard. Mario and Antonio are the only FCs left for Spain. They have to go against Nongsa, Karcher, and Zayson. All of them looking really good. 299s on the board. Mario's barely hanging in there with the 93 and Antonio with the 95. The accuracy matters a lot on a map like this too. Zayson and Karcher are looking like peak OWC form in this map right now. Mario's going to finally find that slider break. Looks like he's going to put up 3.4 mil. This is a really high team score on a map like this too. It's just Precia who's not...
It's just that one miss that they found. That's still
One?
a pretty good team score.
That is, yeah, that is a monstrous team score. I don't think they had anything. I think they had 4 mil on one, yeah, 4 mil on the DT1 and qualifiers, but South Korea, like, that was the opponent's pick as well. So they're looking very, got to be feeling very confident with themselves, got to be feeling very good after taking that breakpoint away.
I think Parisia and Nongsa as well, that's their first map being played in South Korea, in OWC at all. So,
Oh, really?
pretty good first showing from them.
Awesome.
I do believe so. Again, there's so many roster changes every year. It's pretty hard to keep track. But yeah, I do believe both of them are new. Solid performance.
Yeah, they always step up to the plate. Not a bad pick from Spain. They had 2 really good scores on that one. Just looked like they couldn't get a solid 4 on that map. See if South Korea changed the strategy. They did open with the Nomad 4, the tech map. It's a very hard map, but Antonio was kind of matching them. We'll see what direction they go for here.
And for okay, so it looks like it's Iana Watsukai, a Fremont 1. Pretty standard weird aim pick. I think on the side of Spain though, I'm kind of looking at maybe Nomad 1 for them. Nomad 1 was pretty close in terms of score. I think Spain's in a bit of an unfortunate situation with this pool exactly because one of their closest maps is the Stamina DT map, which this pool does not really have. That was DT3.
Yeah,
it was kind of a mix of everything. DT2 this week is not a Stamina map, so I think that plays a little bit against them, right? It's the pick that they probably would like to go for if it were to be a regular Stamina map. Unfortunately, it's just not, so I think they're going to have to look for alternatives.
It is it's sort of like a dynamic pool where it won't be exactly the same every time, but you know, you try to get the skills and mesh them together. But looks like South Korea is going to go with this free mod 1, and free mod this year is very interesting. There's been a new slot added to that free mod pool, with it like the Nomad 5 sort of moving down to that slot, and now there's a lot more risk going into the free mod, like is picking hidden, giving you a lot of information about how good the other team is at hidden and stuff like that.
Yeah, but in round of 32, I think you're just still going to see a lot of overmodding. On this map specifically, it's probably the easiest, it's the easiest and most comfortable free mod map, so I think we saw Canada play 7 mods on this earlier, which is the max that you can play, so...
7 mods? Yeah, I was wondering what most teams would prefer to take on this. I guess if they're good enough for it, they would just take Hidden Hard Rock, and... Yeah, this is a really well done map. Credit to Alden for this one.
I think you're probably looking at Nope KJK playing the hidden, and then I think Enharmonia is their hidden player on the side of Spain. I don't quite remember. It's the first free mod map we're going to be seeing them from this year, so I do think Enharmonia was actually able to play Hidden Hard Rock pretty well, so maybe they prefer to put him on that. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. What is the mods here?
Yep. There we go.
Oh, there's a lot of mods. So there's the double Hidden Hard Rock, triple Hard Rock on the side of Spain, with 2 of them running hidden as well. As Manila is going to be that hidden carry for them there. And South Korea going very limited on the mods, just 1 Hard Rock, 1 hidden. And Army is going to be the one rocking hidden. He did have that very shaky performance on his first map. We'll see if he's kind of adjusted to the OWC nerves a little bit here.
Yeah, I actually think this map modding it doesn't make the map too difficult, and this is definitely the most overmoddable map you're going to see in OWC, I think, like of all the remaining rounds.
Of all of them, yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. There's not that much like mechanical challenge in this, so Hard Rock is not actually that difficult. There's also not that much reading on it, so hidden also, like if you're a hidden player, it's not that hard. So I think we're going to see a lot of HD tries on this over the course of the whole round.
Ooh, tough start for Spain. They're going to have Manolo breaking and Harmonia as well. Amir has found the break on the side of South Korea, but he's also matching Manolo's hidden, so still advantage South Korea out of the intro.
Yeah, that pattern on hidden is probably the hardest part of the map for those hidden players. So
very true. He's going to find the second break for Spain. Manolo struggling quite a bit on this map with the hidden. Definitely a tough one. Not easy by any means, but Army's making it look pretty good with his hidden, and now it's just Antonio on the side of Spain. We've seen it there time and time again.
They keep missing the same notes on hidden. They're really showcasing the hardest
too.
parts of the map for us here. Karcher and Antonio actually finding their first. No, actually Antonio already had missed before, but yeah, I mean, if you're on the side of Spain here, I don't know, not sure if the overmod was a planned thing for this kind of map, but it's not too uncommon if you're the lower seeded team in the match to just hope that you'll be able to, you know, outscore your opponent. You know, like Korea is playing bog standard mods. If you assume that all 4 of them will FC, then your only way of winning really is to overmod, right? So,
and we're seeing Nope, JK, and Worst HR play on those no mods. They just look so much more comfortable than anyone else on this map. They're the only 2s that took free mod, and Armia just looks a little bit shaky still. Kasha looks alright, but those no mod play, having those 2 like almost guaranteed FCs on a free mod like this, it always sort of works out in the end. I never really see the overmodding team win because of the overmod. It usually does come down to the FCs, and HR player Nope just really proving that.
For sure. I mean, even in early rounds, I think sometimes people forget that you can just run no mod.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a good decision.
Yeah. It also
I'm watching Korea right now. It's the only 2 FCs on the whole board is on the no mod players. So.
Yeah, the hidden hard rocks never really came through. I mean, Berichu had a good run at it. And it's just clean from HR and Nope. It's just nothing more than a walk in the park to them. Just 9 100s, 4 100 FCs on the side of Korea, looking very good on their second pick. Spain looking like very, very all scoring in that mid range right now. But that was the overmod not really paying off for them there.
Yeah, well, this wasn't their pick either, so maybe they have something else to come up with.
What was their first pick? Their first pick was the DT3. You were thinking they wanted more of a stamina map, but I guess the Nomod 2 is like... The Nomod 2 this week is very stamina intensive, I found. It's not really high BPM, but the streams are just relentless and never ending on the Nomod 2 this week.
Well,
they're going to go with Fremont 3.
Banned out, so... Fremont 3, okay. Now, this map, I don't think you'll see anyone overmodding on. This one is very clearly just more comfortable on no mod and pretty challenging on any mod that you add. So.
Yeah, this one's very tough. Like, I don't know if Hidden's easier or Hard Rock's easier, but I'd say it's like the most balanced free mod. Like, they're both just so hard. I'd say probably Hidden's a bit more uncomfortable for most players though.
Not too sure what you'll see in terms of mod. I think on the side of Spain, Antonio will be playing Hard Rock, but as far as their hidden player, I don't think they like have one for low AR hidden. It looks like no one particularly did well in qualifiers.
But they have picked
yeah, not too sure.
And, Spain's been very quick with their picks after losing as well, which is always a good sign. It shows that they've shook off the last map and they've got a strategy in place and they're sticking to it. I do like to see that. You don't have the Fantic panicking, what are we picking next? The teams that are very well prepared, that they do really well in the end.
I think you're probably going to see Mario play hidden, and then on the side of Korea, I think, well, they did change the player. So who's playing the hiddens now? Because they had Amamiya Kokoro playing the hidden on last one. I kind of wonder. I mean, they don't have. I guess it would have to be no KJK or Forum. Actually, Forum could play, or worst HR player could definitely play hidden on this as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what some of these players have in store for us in later rounds with the maps, because the skill level of every player at each OWC just increases. So it always gets me so excited to see what players are capable of.
I specifically like seeing the players that you haven't really seen throughout the year in tournaments and stuff like that, and they just surprise you with how much improvement they've been going through. So that's always a funny experience. There's always that player. Somehow Korea actually finds themselves having a lot of them.
It's always Korea.
They always have some new player that nobody's heard of, and they're just like the second best in the tournament or something.
It's always Korea. But yep, going into this. This is Spain's second pick, of course. This could potentially be their last pick of this round. Definitely want to put one of theirs on the board. Antonio's the guy to watch. He's been the hot hand for Spain today. Who's sporting that hidden. 2 breaks on the side of Spain. Out of this intro, Alvaro and Harmonia, both the hard rock players, one rocking that hidden. Nope K is rocking Nomad, and Allegrismo, someone I haven't seen on the side of Korea.
I'm just looking at Forum's accuracy here. Worst HR player just looking extremely comfortable.
Mario. It's only Mario on the side of Spain going up the Titans that are South Korea, as all 4 of them are still holding FC through this intro, through this midsection, as the map does spike a little here.
Yeah, at this point, there's not much that you can do for Spain. You dropped most of your combos, and no one has dropped on the side of Korea yet, so...
Oh, Korea looks good.
Honestly, Karcher, dude, both of their modded players have the highest accuracies.
Ooh, HR player's gonna find that break. That pattern's so spaced. This is such a cool map, by the way. So sick. If South Korea could pull off another 3-way FC and like high 700k on the second map, like this is South Korea starting to look like that, like a very threatening team this year. As HR played, 99.7 is his miss, so he's gonna end up with 747k. But that team score of 3.6 is nothing to laugh at. That's incredible stuff. 3 FCs there, and on the side of Spain it was really,
rock. My
yeah,
God.
it was really only Mario. Yeah, that ack is ludicrous. Seriously.
I don't know, man. I think if you're Spain here, there's just nothing that you can really do against a score like that.
Yeah, when you get such a heavy team score on your own pick as well, it really is like a big blow to the morale. But you know, the only way you're gonna win this is to shake it off and go next. Like, you have to focus on the next map. Can't dwell on the past. But impressive stuff there from South Korea, no doubt.
I would honestly think that I don't think any other team beats that team score on that map.
Yeah, that was
So
that was not right. I'm pretty sure it was HR player. Was he was the Nomad, the hidden.
He was playing hidden, yeah.
He was playing hidden and got 747. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's impressive stuff. See what South Korea here. This is, of course, match point for them. A lot to pick from. The HR pool hasn't been touched at all. They've won seemingly every map pretty convincingly so far. So risky picks, fun picks are definitely something they could look at. Maybe getting some of their rookies involved.
It's gonna be No Mod 3 though for potentially the last map here. South Korea winning 4-0 so far. Choosing to go for a bit of a more consistency pick here.
Oh, this whole map's so cool. It was like, it looks so hard as well, this map. But that was, yeah, was that Allegrisimo's first map? Unless that's a name change. I don't think that player's played OWC before.
I think
that would have been his first
well.
map, and he's FC'd it, which is always really good to have your first map being FC. Just can propel you forward to that next match. Good stuff.
If we're going off of qualifier scores here, it's looking pretty grim for Spain. Some of their best scores on the No Mod 3 in qualifiers are about tied with Korea's lowest. So,
oh god, it's never good, but anything can happen. You definitely, if you're Spain, at least looking to put one on the board in this match against Korea, but looking pretty tough so far.
they are going with very different players though. Nongsa and Allegrisimo did not play that map. They actually filled in. There's none in this lobby. There was no KJK and Amamiya Kokoro playing for that slot. Okay, they do make one last swap, but we haven't seen Allegrisimo play this type of thing. I think, from my understanding, I think they're just some kind of fill player. They mostly just are here to play DT, but it turns out they can also play this. So let's find out.
Yeah, and I always think that, you know, you're 4-0 up and you, you know, you're kind of expected to win a match if you're South Korea here. Definitely getting some of those rookies involved and having them get a good feel for OWC and what it's going to be like is, if there's ever been a chance, it's definitely now. Test out some of those new players, see how they feel on different skill sets. But we're having a few issues as we get Spain's roster in here. Like we're all started, ready to go. This is of course South Korea's pick and a chance to sweep Spain in this first week of OWC. They've just been playing so well. It's been a real team effort here on the side of South Korea. All of their players have been stepping up. Spain, if you're Spain, this is definitely it. This is the last chance, or potentially the last chance. I love where number 3s have ended up now. These maps are just so much fun to play. So much fun to watch as well, because it's all just cool patterns. Berichu is going to be the first one to find a break out of that intro, but that intro is honestly, I'm surprised there was only one. Still 7 FCs in this map. You know, usually you expect a break to happen anywhere, but Amir Kokoro has sorted out his nerves and he's holding that SS. HR player, of course, with the SS as well, and looks like Mario found a break. So now we're actually 4-2, heavy advantage South Korea as we deal with this buffer. Happens all the time.
Yeah, I think you're mostly looking at some of the guys on this. So is that DC?
Now we're good. I think, oh, maybe Harmonia has left the realm. You hate to see it, but it is looking more so like that's probably been a DC. Could always just be the client. You never know these days, but we can see now that Korea's still got 4 FCs and 2 of those being SSs, the other 2 high 99s. So Korea looking way too good on this No Mod 3 right now. They're all just going to get through this first difficult section, and no one on the side of Spain is holding that combo. So you got to wonder, like, they both dropped their SSs.
This, might just be a client thing. I think.
Oh yeah.
And Harmonia is still playing. Just has crazy lag spikes. There we go. They're just gonna be a minute behind. Don't worry about it.
The good thing is, it looks like he didn't break during that time, and there he goes. But it looked like he hadn't broken during that that buffer. My bad.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it would have really mattered, though. I mean,
yeah,
South Korea, again, they're just doing the things that they do.
This is one of those maps that's like, if you can't play this slightly, you just gotta feed it. But if you can play this sort of map, it's just so fun to play. Antonio and Berichu climbed back up with this combo, but against South Korea's wall of FCs, it's looking rather bleak. Aminat's going to find his break, and looking like there won't be any FCs for him this week. It's just on the other 3 now if they can bring this one home. They all have really high 99s as well. Like, this isn't 3 FCs and a 98. This is all just like, I reckon there's less than 10 100s on all of them.
Yeah, they're looking so comfortable.
Antonio's score is really good too. He's only second to HR player in the accuracy department. It's that first break. Wow. And there it is. The teams at this point would probably see that it's GG. South Korea looking to close this out with a 3-way FC. Maybe get the highest rated score on this map.
Yeah, there's only these 2 sections at the end remaining here. I mean, they've queued up everything in this map so well. I'm not worried in the slightest.
They just put on a clinic today. Karch is gonna find. Looks like he might have got note locked out after that first miss, but South Korea is just looking unstoppable in this first week. Like the scores, I'm expecting to see them number 1, number 2 on some of these maps at the end of the week when we see the results, because they had some ridiculous scores. Another high 3 million, like mid 3 mil. Very good stuff, but unfortunately that will be it for Spain as they drop into the losers bracket. South Korea, of course, sending them their 5-0 GGs come out. Whew. Look at the accuracy.
We're gonna have some client funny business from Enharmonia's buffer here, but they're still gonna get to play and finish the map at least. But yeah, I mean, South Korea, I think I will say like a fair amount of critic from the players that they no longer have this year, and I think they're just here to just silence everyone, just showing up, being like, nope, we're still just as good. Evidently,
yep.
I think this is probably one of the best performances we've seen so far. We've only seen about half the matches in round of 32, but
yeah,
just from watching them, I think this is the highest performance we've seen so far. So
that no mod 4
really scary.
Yeah, opening up with that no mod 4 and just getting it, performing so well on such a hard map. 2FC's like, it's just Korea, like South Korea things. They do it all the time, and it looks like that will be it for this map, this match. South Korea, of course, taking that round of 32 win. I'll have a look and see who they're up against. It's the winner of China versus Ukraine, which I believe is next, right? I think that match is on either next or quite soon, but we'll pull up the schedule for you guys. A lot of matches coming through in the next few hours as we finish off this weekend of matches.
Yeah, we still have a lot of matches left to go. It's also worth noting. I think I can officially announce this now because it's pretty much all set up. We had requests for a Beach train last year for any potential overlaps and stuff like that, and it looks like we are going to be making use of that today. Later on today, where you see Poland, Turkey, and Romania, Mexico overlap on matches. You're still going to get to see both of them now, so you're going to be seeing one of them on a B stream as well. So if you want to announce that, you'll have more details when the matches will actually be live. So yeah, I mean, you won't be missing a single one of these matches anymore, which is great news.
I'd love to hear it. Thank you all for watching, and see you in about an hour from now, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go anywhere.